if I go below like 50 miles per hour, what will happen is the plane will stall.
Okay.
But here I am, I'm doing what's called a power on stall. I pull the plane up, it pitches up really high, really fast, and see the speed falls off, and the plane will fall.
Yeah.
Now to get the plane to come back, I bring the power back, and I put my wings down, and then I've recovered from the stall. Look at my speed here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that again. I'm gonna full speed throttle. Okay, the plane will naturally rise.
Okay.
But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift the elevator so that it goes even faster. The airspeed drops off, and the plane will stall. To get out of the stall, I pull back on the power, put the nose down, and see if I do it right, I don't lose more than 50 feet.
Wow. Yeah,
Now,
amazing. So real.
Now the reason why this is so, the reason why stalls are so important is because if you, as you saw, I recovered from that.
Yeah.
The plane started going down. I pulled the power back, and I put the nose down just a little bit so that I could then ride that stall out.
Yeah.
And I didn't lose more than 50 feet.
Yeah.
Right? You practice that because let's say you're taking off.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit excited.
Yeah.
And you start pulling up too high.
Yeah.
If you do a stall and you're only 100 feet off the ground, what's going to happen?
Yeah. Yeah.
Plane is going to drop down. You will not have enough time to recover, and you will crash.
Oh wow, scary. Yeah.
Very scary.
Yeah.
Okay. So what you do is you practice this. You take off. You come in. You a little bit. You avoid the stall by putting the nose down a little bit. The plane will naturally rise.
Yeah.
Because it's not the nose that makes the plane rise.
Yeah.
It's the wings.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It's the wings.
Okay.
The wing will lift the plane.
Wow.
And your elevator puts the nose up or down, but the plane is still going to be lifting. Either that because thrust,
Yeah.
or it will fall because there's too much thrust and not enough lift.
Wow. And like, have you fly light sport plane like
Yeah.
Icon A5?
No, I haven't. But
How about the
same thing.
C-Max? Okay,
Same
same
thing.
thing. Yeah.
Same thing.
Oh, same
Exactly
thing.
the same thing.
Oh, okay.
So what I'm going to do is demonstrate what's called a that was called a power on stall.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flaps on for a slow speed stall. Okay, so that's when you're doing the opposite thing. You're coming in for a landing. You've got your flaps on because what the flaps do is they slow the plane down by increasing the lift.
Yeah.
So you don't need as much thrust.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got flaps in and you're coming down for a landing.
Yeah.
And then you get too slow.
Yeah. Wow.
The flaps, well, what will happen? You get too slow, you will stall and crash.
Okay.
So the same thing, you learn how to bring the plane up with power. So I'll show you how that works. So here I am now. Okay. Right, so now I'm going to level off. And you see, I'm going to level off. I'm going to stay right about 3,000 feet. Right about 3,000 feet. Okay? And I might need to put the nose up just a little bit. See that? I'm not doing it with power. And I'm trading the nose a little bit. Now, see?
How do you know 3,000 feet?
Because,
Right here?
That's 3. Okay? Right. Okay? So now I'm good. I'm going to actually give myself a little more power. So I go up a little bit. Let's go up to about 3,500 feet. It's nice. You can look at the lake and see the reflection there. It's just like being in the plane, right? So I'm going to get myself a little more airspeed. And I'm going to go up a little bit more to about 3,500 feet. So I do that by increasing my throttle. And I bring my elevator up just a little bit. Now, just as I come to 3,500, I let go of the throttle a little bit. See, everything gets gets coordinated. Now I'm at 3,500 feet. Now what I'm gonna do is, see this right here? This says I can put a flap in.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put a flap in and watch what happens. Slow down a little bit. I put a flap in. Look, it raises the plane, but it makes my airspeed go down.
Yeah.
So I can fly this plane. The plane will stay in the air a lot slower now because I've got more lift.
Yeah.
I put another flap in. It raised it, and here I am. I can go really slow. Look at this, without stalling. Right? I just a little bit of. Look at that, a little bit of throttle, and it's right around 48 miles per hour. Right? Stall is about 43, so I'm right on the edge. Okay. So now I'm gonna pull my power all the way in, and I'm going to pull my I'm gonna do my stall, and this is, look, it really drops off. Lower my flap on my air. Look at that. Now I've recovered. Then I put one of my flaps up, and you can see that.
Yeah.
Right? Because every time when I put a flap up, I actually start slowing down. Look, I am really slow speed now. I'm gonna put another one up. A little bit more power. My last one coming up. And now I'm recovered, and I lost a little bit of airspeed.
Yeah.
I was talking.
Yeah.
But normally I would only lose about 50 feet.
Okay.
So what I want you to do is I'm going to set this up to 3,500 feet. We're going to go over the oh look, this is Upper Lake.
Yeah, beautiful. Looks so real.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, if you look down there, you can see the water and reflections.
Yeah.
And like it really would be the reflection of the.
Yeah, then flying over like that.
Yeah, and see the scratches on the windshield.
That's why I've been like flying with a lot of people to make sure that I like it before I put all my energy.
Yeah.
I really like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I'm going to get you up to 3,500 feet. We're going to head towards Mount Konocti. Let's get up to 3,500 feet, and I'll show you how you do a nice climb. Don't want to go over maybe 1,000 feet a minute, but you correct that. You make sure that the wings are level as you're coming, and you don't put too much elevator on.
How high you are.
That's right. That's right. It's telling me my speed and my vertical speed. And you can see that here, 1,000 feet a minute. And you see everything is leveled out. So you see now, as I come to 3,500, I want to start pulling the power back. And you notice that the airspeed and the vertical speed kind of correspond there. So here I am now. I'm going to do what we call leveling the plane. So if I do this, that lowers the nose. So I use what's called pitch control. And the pitch control, look at this.
Yeah.
See the pitch control now?
Yeah.
That airplane is like kind of the pitch.
Yeah.
It's just a little thing. So now watch. If I do left rudder, see the plane moves to the left.
Yeah.
If I do right rudder, it's moving to the right.
Yeah.
But right now, the plane is basically, I got a little bit of pitch, a little bit there, so the plane is flying itself.
Yeah.
Okay?
Wow.
It's what's called balanced.
Wow.
It's nicely balanced.
Yeah. Nice.
So I'm going to give this to you now. What I'll do is